I have been selling this book, Zanazli and Wan Chun Hong's Guide to Indie Filmmaking, which is published by MPH for a while now. It's a really good book if you want to be a filmmaker, whether it's for YouTube, social media, TV, film, cinema, whatever. This is the book to get. I'm going to make it more accessible and more affordable to all of you because I believe that everybody needs to become a filmmaker. The more filmmakers we have in the world, I think this world will be a better place to live in. Now it's available as an electronic book download on my website. I'm going to link it here. It's really cheap, it's really affordable. It's only 5 ringgit if you want to get the ebook version. Okay, 5 ringgit. It doesn't really cost much, right? It's just a little bit of something for me. I mean, it did take a lot of work to write. Each chapter of this book talks about one part of the filmmaking process. And for each chapter as well, I interview a local filmmaker. It's only 5 ringgit. It's only 5 ringgit. You're watching and listening to the FAT BIDIN Film Club, and I'm assuming I'm Zan Azli.
And I'm Shell.
As usual, we watch a local film and we review it. And this week we're watching a local film and we're reviewing it. Actually, we just watched it. What's the movie called?
The Story of Tarcians.
The Story of Tarcians. It's a feature documentary.
So we watched The Story of Tarcians.
We watched The Story of Tarcians. Now, it's very rare that we get a feature documentary in the cinemas. Very, very rare. Right? I think one of the first times was M for Malaysia, which I was a part of the script writing team.
Then Eye on the Ball.
Eye on the Ball was never in the cinemas.
Eh?
We went to the premiere and after that they never released it. Alright?
Yep.
We have been making films, documentaries.
Feature
documentaries. And we have never released it in cinemas too. I mean, it's gone to festivals, films have gone to festivals, but not in the cinemas lah, especially in Malaysia lah. So it's very rare and it's very exciting when one does come out. And we went to watch. So what is this Tarcians about?
It's about the story of Tarcians. So if you didn't know, Tarcians are the people who went to Tunku Abdul Rahman College. So the documentary focuses on the forming of the college and the first batch of students. So they interview like this alumni lah, the first batch alumni of students, and also like 2 people I think that currently work at Tar College. Not alumni but people who work there lah. And they weave this story of like, you know, why it was important to have Tar College. Tar College was basically formed because at the time you had to sit for the MCE, which is the equivalent of the SPM, and if you fail like Bahasa Malaysia, I feel, and like some other subjects, you are not eligible to go to university. So basically your future like ends there lah. Then you become like a, not to say a blue collar worker, but
you're not a graduate
basically your options are limited.
You don't have a university degree.
So Tar College is like almost like Form 6-ish. Basically it provides a like foundation level for you to be able to
go into university.
So you sit for another exam like a what, HSC.
So like what it's not just people who, the reason why these kids who don't score or fail, it can be many reasons, right? It could be because maybe they're not so smart or not so academically inclined, or they're just underprivileged and so they can't get the access to the proper education and all that, right? So that's why they saw the opening of this Tar College as like something to kind of like give bridge the gap
between the upper and the lower class.
To give more access to education for the lower class to get education
So there was that, and then so while these interviews are happening, they are also I want to call them reenactments, but they're not really reenactments lah. They're more like dramatized parts,
fictional characters,
of then lah. So it's like half, it is a documentary, a feature documentary, but then it also has this element of like fiction,
Almost like a hybrid.
which
But
is like inspired by
Yeah.
all these interviews that they're doing. Like,
And
so
the-
it
the
follows
fic-
along.
the fictional characters are what? Embody all these
Yeah,
different characters.
based on these characters that
That they've
are being
interviewed,
interviewed. So yeah lah. So that's the story lah.
Yeah, so it's also in conjunction of the 55th anniversary of the opening of Qatar College.
Ah.
It's now a university now, right? Yeah, it's now a full-fledged university after all these
Yes.
years, and they have like a huge main campus, and they've got like campuses all around the country, right? Like in Johor lah, in Penang. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. Okay, so what do you think about the film? So it's directed by Mark Lee,
Whom we met.
after
we watched the
after we
film.
watched the film, and he kind of
he
gave
was a
us
very nice man.
He's a very nice guy. Bought us
So
chai,
chill.
bought us chai, masala chai.
Yeah.
So take this review however you want to lah, right? Masala chai is very valuable, you know.
He is a nice man,
He
and
is,
the
he
masala
is.
chai was okay.
And the masala chai was okay. Yeah, it's nice.
But
Yeah.
that's it lah. Okay, so
What do you think of the film?
It's
Okay, look. Okay, maybe I go first. Yeah, and you can of course add lah. I am very excited. I will watch any documentary that comes out in the cinemas. I am a documentary freak. I love documentaries. I don't know why. Actually I know why lah. I think it's because of my journalism base when I started working, right? So I enjoy it, and I like telling real life stories. So I really got excited when this film came out, right? Ami Muhammad of Kuman Pictures was like, "Zan, see, we are not as documentary filmmakers. We are not really real like documentary filmmakers as we think we are. Look, Mark Lee came out with one." You know, so he said, "Jom pergi tengok," you know. So we went to watch it lah, and yes, I was very excited to go and watch it. I think it's a very straightforward documentary, aside from the hybrid treatment of the film, right, which I thought was pretty interesting. It's pretty straightforward. I wouldn't say that it's a very like a artsy-fartsy documentary, right? It really does tell the story of how Tar College was started. Almost corporate video-ish like.
yeah, which was gonna be my comment that it was like just a feature corporate video.
Yes, a feature corporate video. So I guess Mark tried very hard to
Put in some artistic.
yes, and that's why the fictional part, right? The embodiment of all these characters into these 3 or 4 characters in the film, and then you see that. So it's interspersed, you see the interviews of these real life alumni and staff and all that, interspersed with this fictional story that's going on. That is kind of like it reflects the story of what these interviewees are saying.
Yeah.
So to me, that was a very interesting treatment and take of how to make a documentary. And that was interesting to me. But the story is very straightforward lah. Yeah. What you have to say?
Yeah, I agree that the treatment is very interesting. In fact, the treatment of the documentary is probably the only thing that kept me going throughout the entire thing. Because it is a very long, drawn out like corporate video. I think it's got a good message, and it's definitely like the forming of Tar College has got very good intentions.
Yeah.
I don't deny the good work that it's done, but there is a lot of glorifying of the 2 founders.
The MCA,
Justified or not,
MCA founders,
justified or not is besides the point, but the glorifying
Very
is
political,
to the point,
right?
The glorifying is to the point where they don't even show Tun Tan Siew Sin's like reenactment face,
Too sacred to.
and I was like,
to show.
this is a bit too much lah.
It's
For
very
me lah, it was like a bit,
political idolization.
I don't know, it was definitely some kind of idolization, and it was too much for me. That was one. Secondly, the dialogue was just it's so like chock-a-block full of exactly what you would expect from propaganda lah. So like they try to address this May 13 issue, because like when Tar College was formed, the first batch was also during the time of the elections, and then when May 13 happened, so they were all kind of like trapped in their college, which was by the way a school. And there's like this scene where this guy is like blaming all the Malays, and then this Chinese girl, who by the way has a thing for a Malay boy, is like,
I love those kind of Chinese girls.
We can't like be like, we have to unite and not be like the people outside don't know what. And I was like, my friend, Just say you want the D.
I
You don't
live-
need to be so.
I live for the Chinese girls who are into Malay
He
boys.
does, really.
I do. That's my weakness, right? Right. So look what I married.
I'm not a
Lei Hai Tong Yan. Lei Hai Tong Yan.
who's into Malay boys. I'm into the other kind of brown boys.
I mean, all you need to do is whisper some Kento into my ear, and I'm like, ah.
Yeah. So anyway,
give me some Kento language and slit eyes, and I'm there.
anyway,
I mean,
coming back to the film.
because that's what my friends all call me. Zan suka mata sepet. Zan suka mata sepet. Anyway, yeah.
You should have gone to Tar College. Anyway, so then yeah lah. So I thought that the way they dealt with the race relations in the fictional parts was very artistic and very well done, but the dialogue was the one that was killing it, because it was very preachy and very like on the nose, very not subtle at all. So it's like when she's trying to convince her cheetah friends not to be racist to this Malay boy. It's like, you shouldn't treat people like that, you know. And you know, it's just very obvious lah. So
Yeah.
it didn't feel organic. It's not things that people would say, I guess, is the problem. Yeah, but it was cute. It was
Yes.
very cute. This interracial couple, very, very cute.
Yeah, there's yes, correct.
It
The
was
character,
so cute.
the Malay boy and the Chinese
and
girl
then
falling in love.
it cuts to the real life couple, okay?
Where the Malay guy is a
my
Malay
God.
and the wife is a Chinese. They've been
They
married
are
for
so adorable.
they've been married for decades, right?
I cannot.
Yeah,
They're just
they're
so
already
cute.
They're so old already. I mean, I wouldn't say so old, but
old,
they're elderly.
but cute.
Yeah.
It's so adorable. And then I really didn't like the portrayal of the Indian boy from the estate, because he was clearly a grown man, number one. That's a problem. And number two, they totally turned him into a 2D stereotype caricature, which I felt like he deserved better.
Wait, okay. Can I add a little bit to that? I kind of disagree a little bit. Yes, yeah, a little bit of a cartoonish, comical caricature, but he was the hardest working one there.
Yeah.
He was constantly working to support himself, to support his education, as opposed to the other guys, you know?
Yeah, but so little was shown of him, like, you know, working and whatever. It's
Right.
just all of... The only time we really talk about his work is when one of them has, like, financial problems, and then they rally all to, like, help him stay in college.
Yeah, and he gives,
And
the
then he gives,
Indian
like,
guy
his
gives like his
entire
entire month's
wages
wage. Yeah.
To it.
To
So,
do it.
it's like, he deserved better.
Yeah.
The Rama deserved a lot better. They should have brought in, like, a consultant, like Sanjay or whatever, to, like, shut up, to, like, deal with this, because it was not portrayed accurately. It was
I
portrayed
guess
very
so.
badly. Not intentionally, I feel, but just not done well. That particular character, which was a shit, and it was very jarring, because they developed the Malay boy and the Chinese characters and even the Malay family very well. But then this one fleur is suddenly like a cartoon like that.
But there was-
I'm like,
there
what
was-
the fuck is this?
Again, with my slight disagreement, right? I mean, they did talk to his parents. did see the story of his parents and
Yeah.
how the father was like. The father actually didn't care if he would study or not.
Yeah.
Because the father said, "Look, I've
Raised
supported my
everybody
family
equally."
with this walk. You know, what's so good about you that you can't walk with a walk, right?"
Yeah.
But the mother kind of like persuaded her and persuaded the father, and eventually they're all proud of him, of course.
Yeah.
Which what you would expect for a film like this.
Yeah.
But and there was a little bit lah. Okay lah, you know.
There was
maybe
an
a little bit.
attempt,
Yeah.
but not executed well.
Yeah.
I will not deny the attempt was made, but just not. No,
It
it did not work.
There were several things in this story which I didn't know, and I thought was really interesting because it was new for me, new facts for me. Like for example, when Tar College was set up, I didn't know they did not have a campus, and they tumpang, you know,
Yeah,
they were
sekolah.
squatting at different schools that
Yeah.
had like in the
Secondary
afternoons.
school.
Yeah, in afternoons when there were no classes, they would squat and then have classes in these schools. And I thought, wow, if you're not talking about overcoming adversity, right? And resilience, this is I didn't know that. And you know, it gave me a little bit of a different view of that college and
Yeah.
people of that time and how hard they wanted to study, you know.
Correct.
So I really like that. I think I know you were talking about the interracial thing that was coming together. I thought it was very charming. Although I agree that some of it can be a little bit cliched and too on the nose when you were talking about multiculturalism and multiracial like issues and all that, right? A little bit too on the nose. But I think they're trying very hard also to kind of like counter the fact that TAR College or university as the university or whatever, right? All these years has always been associated with an MCA.
Which they also talk about in this film.
And all they want to do is help the Chinese, help the Chinese, help the Chinese, help the Chinese.
Kita tak boleh pergi college MCA.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I'm sure that part of the reason was to help the Chinese community, right? I'm sure nobody can deny that, right? But it also has given a lot of other people, different opportunities lah. I mean, look at the other public universities in Malaysia. We've had this quota system, racial quota system for so long, right? Yeah, it may be now slowly being dismantled or reduced, you know what I mean? But that's the past, So sometimes we need to look at the context to understand why a story is told in that certain way, Yeah.
Yeah, I think, look, the dynamics and the way that the characters are with each other is great. It's all great. Which is, like I said, what kept me really engaged with the story.
Yeah.
And then you intersperse that with the real life people who are also, by the way, very dynamic interviewees. That's also great. But the dialogue was basically wrong lah. It was just too much. It was not. It was when everything, it stood out so badly because everything else is already so artistic, so nice. And then the dialogue is like come out from a textbook like that.
Mark,
Oh, God.
she say what, Mark? She say, you ask her to
Mark
pay.
didn't write the script.
I don't need to pay back the masala chai. She pay back the masala chai to you, Mark.
So yeah lah, it was So basically, it was kind of a half experience, but more like 70% a pretty good experience lah.
Yeah. Would you? Do you have more to say?
No.
Okay, would you tell people to watch it?
Sure, watch it.
Would you tell people to watch it?
Yeah, I think, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
can watch.
I think can go watch. Mark shared on his Instagram, I think a week ago, that the film had made 500,000 ringgit.
Wow,
which is not bad for a documentary.
Yeah, in Malaysia.
And I don't think the budget is like that huge, to make the film. So yeah, I think everybody should watch it. I mean, it's not the greatest documentary ever.
You don't have to be Chinese to watch it. I feel like we need to announce
Yeah.
this because we walked into the cinema on a Sunday afternoon and there were like 2-3 rows of like Chinese people and they were shocked to see like 3 Malay dudes and 1 Chinese man walk into the cinema, and they were like really looking at us.
Malay do that as well.
Yeah, and they were really looking at us like, korang ni salah tempat. And so like, I'm here to announce to everyone that this film is for
Malaysians.
Everybody.
This film
just
is for
like how
Malaysians.
TAR College is for everybody. So like, don't worry about the fact that you are not Chinese to go and watch it. And go and watch it lah.
Yeah, the language also. It's like it's very Malaysian.
And also got subtitle. Don't worry.
English, got a bit of Tamil, got Chinese, Mandarin, Cantonese, and all that. It's a very Malaysian film. It is. It really is for Malaysia. So I think everybody should go watch it lah.
You should definitely go watch it for the interracial auntie uncle.
The auntie uncle.
Oh my god, this auntie uncle is so.
You want to say all you want about how the racists can't get together, but there's so many examples of interracial marriages that have lasted. My parents, her parents, her family, my family, the fictional characters in this movie, the real characters in this movie who are now in their twilight years. Like, come on, it's great. The message is good lah.
It's great. Go for the auntie uncle.
Yes.
Okay.
So let us know what you think if you've gone to watch it. Definitely also, all the TAR alumni is going to go watch this.
Are they?
They're gonna love it. I think a lot of people that we saw in that cinema, those guys, they're either students or past ex-students, which is okay, because you've got like a set of target audience that you're gonna get already. But yeah, so tell us what you think. Okay, like this video. Don't like this video, subscribe to our channel, follow us on all our social media platforms at FAT BIDIN, or go to fatbidin.com to get everything. You've been watching and listening to the FAT BIDIN Film Club. I'm assuming I'm Zan Azli.
And I'm Shoaib Mustawan.